minute, fella. Look here.
Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Draw Ego, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the Power Band. This is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, Kevin, along with my super goony friends, Heguy.
Hey, you guys!
And Chad.
Baby Ruth.
Ruth.
Sounds like you guys had a rocky road this week.
Nice one, Heguy.
I know we're not even in the show yet, but I loved how much Chunk loved Sloth.
I know, man. It's like one of the best dynamics in this
Sloth
whole movie.
love Chunk.
Chunk's like, I'm going to take you home, Sloth. I love you. It's like, bro, you've known him for like 12 hours.
He's like, you're going to live with me now.
And his mom and dad are like, who's this giant dude that we now have to take care of?
Don't even care, dude. They're like, yep, they're on board.
They're
on board, dude. They are 100. I always wondered, like when I was a kid, like I remember reading this article some years ago, or something. It was some nonsense on the internet, maybe. But this guy was like, I always wondered what happened to Sloth and Chunk after the story ended.
Dude,
like,
that'd be a good sequel.
Did they go get an apartment together or something?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, that's what I was always wondering.
Yeah. Sloth and Chunk, the college years.
Oh, man. Can you imagine? That would have been great.
Like a back to school kind of thing.
Yeah, but, okay, like a movie style? Yeah, definitely.
That would have been good stuff.
Sloth, like, breaking through walls.
Like the Kool-Aid guy.
Like the Kool-Aid
Totally
guy.
like the Kool-Aid guy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Sloth playing beer pong.
Just like eating the ping pong balls, I reckon.
Right? Exactly, man.
Yeah, I'd watch
And
that.
the cups, probably.
I'd totally watch that.
Carrying
And
20 kegs to the party.
The infamous Solo Cup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The infamous red Solo Cup.
Just ask any Australian, and it's legendary.
For the American parties.
Dude, I almost
it.
bought them, and I almost bought a case and sent them to you, but I was in the liquor store the other day, and they actually had red Solo Cups packaged with ping pong balls.
Oh, my
What?
God.
I love
Come
it.
on.
Yeah.
Benny, we need to put together like a care package for Chad.
Yes,
with
yes.
Solo Cups and such.
A case of Ocean Spray cranberry sauce.
You
Yes.
gotta throw
Just
some
the jellied stuff.
Seagram's Golden Wine Coolers in there because you can't get them over here. I almost spent like $300 importing a case.
Done. What else do you need, buddy?
Solo cups with ping pong balls. Yeah.
I mean, I reckon you could probably, just set up a little stand on the street and
I'd print money. I'd print
just
plastic
exactly.
money that doesn't just get
would
destroyed
print-
in a washing machine.
Yes.
print Camel Cash.
Ooh, yes.
Hey, real quick, Australia, we love you, and you know it.
Mate.
Mate.
Good on you, mate. Good on you.
Okay, for all the mates out there, this one's for you. Let's high level this movie, dude, shall we?
Let's.
Let's start the high level.
Indeed.
Who wants to go first?
This movie
Go, Chad.
is one of the best examples of, like,
How to be a kid?
yeah, and like adventure. It's like such a fantastic adventure movie. It couldn't be
It is
more
the best.
fantastic as an adventure movie.
Yes.
It's great. It's How to Be a Kid, and it's an adventure, and it's fantastic.
Mm.
And a group of misfits fucking save the day from evil rich douches with a marble bag full of gems. Like, it's just
Right?
implausible, ridiculous, dumb, and fantastic all at the same time.
Absolutely, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Benny, talk. Go.
I will talk. At great length. No,
Yes.
I'll be brief. Would pretty much echo everything you just said, Chad. This has a lot of nostalgia. I haven't seen it in a really long time. I knew at some point we would be covering it, so I've kind of like kept it under wraps for a few years. Whenever I might be tempted to watch it, I just decided not to. So it's good. This movie has a lot of heart, man.
Oh my god, so much, dude.
It's got a ton of heart. It kept hitting me in the feels big time. So
right,
I don't know if I'm just feeling super nostalgic or if it's I don't think it's just that. I think it's really got it in spades. So yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this watching.
No doubt.
It was worth the wait.
Well said, buddy. Okay, so for me, this movie, like, I was exactly the same age as Sean Astin and probably most of the younger actors when this movie came out. So, like,
I was 11. So
yeah,
somewhere
you
around
were
there,
11?
I guess. Yeah,
I thought I could have swore I was 10 when this came out, and he was the same age. I remember looking that up later,
80,
but
85.
85? That would have made me 12.
I was 5.
Yeah. No, I can't count. 13.
Good content.
1, 2, 3, 4, 12. 7. Doug, I'd like you to meet 4.
I don't know. This movie just resonated. It just like it was like a shot square between the eyes, and I absolutely loved it. It was like always like the kind of adventure I dreamed of, and here it was unfolding before me on the screen. So the nostalgia factor is high on this film, to the effect that almost even if the movie was terrible on a rewatch, the nostalgia would still carry it to like a 9 or a 10.
Sure.
It's just that good. But the movie doesn't suck. I actually own a copy of this movie, and this is just a regular watch for me. You know, it's like a trip back to being 13 or whatever. And I absolutely love it, man. It's so good. This adventure is just so excellent, dude. You know, like Chad said, saving the world from the neighborhood from rich douchies. You know, you got sort of a douchey older brother
who comes good.
You know, kind of discover. You're like on the edge of like, you know, going from being like a kid still to being like, you know, interested in girls, and like, it's just great, man. Absolutely love it. I love this movie. It is
the dumb
so
shit
good.
you do with your bros, and then you run into a couple of girls too. Like, just all of those dynamics and stuff. It's just great.
Totally. I couldn't agree more. Just so many great things about this movie, dude. And it still just holds up so well. It's so well done, man. And, you know, a lot of these actors, most of these actors went on to do excellent things as adults, man. You know, so that's a testament to this movie as well, dude. And it's got some great adult actors in it as well. Pants and Davi and all these people. Matusak was just amazing in it. It's such a shame that guy passed away, dude. So at any rate, I'll leave it at that, and let's dive in, man. Where do we want to go first?
Let's talk about going back to the Davi verse here, man. That was I knew he was in this, obviously, but
nice.
It didn't occur to me, and then I saw him there, and I was like, oh fuck, man. I remember having a huge conversation about Davi in previous episodes. So
yes,
yeah,
agreed.
Dude's a trained fucking opera singer. I had no idea.
I didn't know that either.
And it's so cool.
I literally just read that tonight. I didn't know that.
It makes sense. He does a pretty bang up job singing in the movie, but
right. I didn't know that, but I was going to say if he wasn't, he was great at faking it.
Seriously, man.
Total natural.
Totally. He's he's such an interesting dude. Like he's kind of like Ironside in the sense that like he kept showing up and playing these kind of villainous roles in the 80s, you know, and I always thought he was like super scary, you know, but like we got him in Die Hard, we got him in this, we got him in James Bond, we got him in all these great movies.
Predator 2.
Predator 2. Wait, what?
He's a captain in Predator 2.
Oh, that's right. He is.
Yeah.
That's probably where we talked about him at length.
That is it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he's just great, man. Just all that, what I said, you know?
Yeah, he's awesome. Him and Pants were just fucking hilarious in this.
Agreed.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Davi's just been in so many things, man. He's just like the perpetual bad guy, you know, for Probably for the most part, in my memory, but like he's just been in so many movies that are beloved, and yeah, I was just psyched to see him.
Totally.
And I'm psyched that he has a little pencil thin mustache, a little Gomez mustache in his IMDb photo.
Does he?
No doubt.
Yeah, he does, man. He does.
Very exciting.
He's got a little Eugene Levy thing going on there.
Everyone gets bonus points with one of those.
There's no question about it, man.
I think the Gomez Eugene Levy mustache discovery was kind of like when, you know, it was proven that the Earth orbits the sun. Like everyone thought the universe was one way, but once we discovered how hard it is to groom a Gomez, like the whole universe shifted.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is deeply rooted in physics.
I love it. The quantum entanglement of the Gomez.
Yeah, man. Quantum entanglement, dude.
I love it. Ancient aliens brought that to humanity, the Gomez.
There you go. There you go.
And then it came down, landed on top of a pyramid, came out and just like boom, finger gunned it onto somebody's face, and they were like, "Holy shit, this is amazing."
You'll see here in this ancient Incan carving of a ancient space astronaut that he has a Gomez mustache.
And I'm totally on board with the aliens just come down and finger gun them onto everybody's faces, and then they get turned. You know, everyone's just like so pumped that they worship the aliens as gods.
Everyone knows that the Anunnaki all had Gomez mustaches.
Definitely, dude. The Anunnaki were on point, bro. Come on. This is so great about them.
I love it.
So
advanced laser razor technology to get that shit super sharp.
Yeah, they didn't have the technology before that. Totally. That's what the pyramid. The pyramids have batteries inside to power up the fucking clippers to trim everyone's mustaches.
Dude, that's what the ancient battery is all about. It wasn't for a light bulb. It was for
I'm so on board with this motorcycle.
For some sweet ass man grooming clippers. Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, I love it.
oh my god.
But yeah, dude, Davi, I kind of misremembered the opening to this movie. It had been a little while, and I just enjoyed the Mama Fratelli kind of break him out of jail, pouring the gas around the place.
Yeah.
Turns into a fucking beach rally chase, which is just so dumb and 80s and beautiful.
Oh, it was brilliant, man. Come on, dude. It was
great,
like the perfect like part of a caper plan, you know, perfect part of an escape plan.
Yep.
You know, just drive away right onto the beach. You lose them in the rally. It was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that Jeep Cherokee was not conspicuous at all amongst a bunch of monster trucks or anything.
Not at all.
Yeah, right.
You know.
I don't know. I liked it, man.
I guess I forgot about the opening, but I like the way that, you know, it's like the police chase sort of goes by, like, all the key characters, you know, like Data's, like, testing out one of his devices, and, you know, Chunk is in the arcade. So, like, I like that it sort of, like, is a way of, like, briefly introducing a bunch of the characters from the movie.
And establishing the town a little bit.
Establishing the town, yeah.
Well said, yes.
Especially Corey Feldman, who's, like, the plumber dude. Is his dad, or is it just a plumber dude? I can't remember.
No, it's his dad. His dad is a plumber.
Yeah.
He's just like, turn that shit off. And he turns it off and gets confused. It's just so 80s. I love it.
Yeah, no, it was good, man. It was really good. I had kind of forgotten the beginning, too. I don't know why. I never remember that beginning. I think the beginning for me, in my head anyway, is always like them at the Walsh's house. Like them like coming into the Walsh's house, and then like all the hijinks that kind of start ensuing there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Data going over on the cable, and you know, Chunk doing the truffle shuffle, all that.
Totally, man. And the awesome Rube Goldberg gate opener, man.
Dude,
that thing is the best. I knew you were going to be stoked about that, Benny.
I love that shit.
No doubt.
Right? So good. But that being said, the opening is really important. Like, you guys are right. The establishment of, like, you know, the where we are of Oregon and the town, and, like, you know, little bit of an introduction to all the characters, but mainly like the Fratellis are the centerpiece, because they they play such a key role as the antagonists in the story. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it's good to get that whole bit in the very beginning, you know. And I love how it's just like, you know, these are like major kind of sort of mafia adjacent or mafia people, you know what I mean? And they're just like in the local jailhouse, and there's mama breaking them out, you know. It's like from an old Western or something silly like that. It's just great,
Definitely.
man.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta love it, dude. So yeah, really, really good with the opening, man. I dig it. And I dug watching it again this time.
I think the key too is that it culminates with Sloth trying to like talk about how awesome it is, and everyone doesn't believe him because he's such a bullshitter too. Because
You mean Chunk?
the energy's Chunk. The energy's dialed up super high, and they're just like, okay, there's a car chase, and then they're able to bring it back down with just Chunk. You know, oh, is this like when Michael Jackson came over to your house to take a dump? He's like, nah, but his sister did. This is so stupid, but it's great.
But Michael Jackson's sister did come. I'm like, who, Janet or
LaToya?
What was the other one?
LaToya.
I think that was a Sloth/Chunk death, by the way. I'm sure you wrote that down.
I'm already writing it.
Oh, yes. We spotted that one.
The truffle fucking shuffle.
Oh my
I
God.
called it Death by Baby Ruth, dude.
There you go.
You just got
Very
beat
good.
to you just got beat to death with a Baby Ruth, a frozen one.
With a sock full of Baby Ruths.
Exactly, a sock full of frozen Baby Ruths.
Probably hurt.
Yeah, it would probably hurt a lot, man. It's kind of like getting beaten by bars of soap and Full Metal Jacket, bro.
Ooh.
Okay, so in our little universe, for that death, if we were all in the bunker in Valverde, we would have waited until Chad was asleep, and then Benny and I would have put frozen Baby Ruth in a sock, and we would have held you down with the sheets and beaten you.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, you would have been grateful that it wasn't a Charleston chew.
Yeah,
Fucking A.
damn it, dude! A frozen Charleston chew is one of the hardest things to grind through ever.
Yeah.
Dude, a frozen Charleston chew, it's like there's some quantum shit going on there, too. That's an ancient alien shit, too.
Seriously,
It's 100% easier to eat a frozen Charleston chew than it is to eat a non-frozen Charleston chew.
kind
Fair
of,
enough.
but that's wherein lies the conundrum, dude. You know what I mean? It's like
You might break a tooth, but you won't accidentally pull one out.
Oh my god, dude! Wow.
I like it. But you'd also need like a very special, very long kind of like Kmart tube socks to fill a sock with frozen Charleston chews. Like any normal sock, the Charleston chew be poking out the top of the sock.
They have to be the old school kind that are like two red stripes at the top.
Yeah, and those two red stripes fucking go all the way up to your upper thighs.
Oh, no doubt.
Thigh-high socks. Yeah.
There you go.
They're the thigh-high socks that you put on and you pull up to your thighs and you take 2 steps and they're just a giant puddle around your ankles.
That's right, because there's nothing sexier than thigh highs on a man.
Oh, you know it. That and short sleeve button downs, bro. It's a 1-2 punch.
Dude.
Dude, I am gonna fly over there and I'm gonna beat you to death with a short sleeve button down.
With your well ventilated arms.
Yeah, I am. And I'm not going to sweat because my arms are You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little fashion shoot this week of short sleeve button down shirts that I wear to work.
You get to send it to me to get me all hot and bothered.
Well, yeah, but I thought we could. I might even be willing to post this up for everybody, the fans included.
I'll cut it in with the "Do My Little Dance" in the Catwalk song.
Oh my god! Wow.
You might want to pair your button up with, with shorts and, at least over the knee socks.
Oh yeah,
that look where a dude wears like long shorts, but the socks go all the way up to the short, so that you don't actually see
There's
any
no
leg skin at all. Yeah,
I am not doing that.
You got to put some Tevas on top of them socks too.
Oh fuck yeah,
Tevas on
Tevas,
top of
dude.
the sock. There you go. That is what I wear to work every day. Good times. I like it.
I'd laugh harder, but I'd go into a coughing fit.
Yeah, don't do that, man. It'll just take a valuable 10 minutes away from showtime.
Yeah, let's not.
Where were we here in the?
Now we were making fun of your short sleeve button downs.
No, I know that. One of the things I loved about Davi and Pants in this movie is that, like, the whole like theme of this movie or the feel of this movie is very much geared towards, you know, that sort of like 9 to, I don't know, 13 or 14-year-old kid range, maybe 8 to 14. And like Davi and Pants are great at the slapstick humor in this movie, man. Like there's a lot of excellent layers in it, and that's one of them. And they do a really good job with like the slapstick kind of cartoony humor, you know, always fighting each other and rolling around on the ground and trying to beat on each other, you know. It's fantastic, man. They have a great dynamic in this movie.
They really do.
You know, stealing his toupee and yelling about his toupee and like it's great. It's really great. Those two are fantastic in this movie, man. Like, you know, this is one of those cases where I think we talked about this recently, or I feel like we did anyway, like where you've got we talked about it on Multiplicity, where you've got so many people in this ensemble cast, right? But everybody, it's written well enough that everybody can kind of shine enough, you know, in their various different roles. There's enough time for all of them to get a little bit of development, you know what I mean? So that you care about these characters, man, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very well done.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Folks, C-Lab is dying.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
It's okay, man.
Did you get up to put on some Absorbine Jr.?
Yeah. I'm fully absorbed now.
That was wonderful. Absorbine Jr.
Why was it Junior? You know,
I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I'm gonna do?
Absorbine died in the war.
Oh man.
Absorbine the second.
My dad Absorbine died in the war fighting against them Huns.
There it is, dude. Absorbine Jr. Why is it called Absorbine Jr., dude?
I don't
It doesn't
know.
make any sense. 1974. Here we go.
Don Draper named it.
The back, the shoulders. What are you going to do, huh? It's hard-working medicine, speed and circulation when you put it on. Warmth gets deep into sore, aching muscles. Work hard, ache sometimes, get Absorbine Jr. Absorbine Jr. works as hard as you. She knows.
I love it.
Oh, man, that was wonderful.
Wow.
I just got home from doing 3 hits for Don Corleone. My muscles are
I
sore.
just shared it. Well, now you get to see the guy shirtless and I'm presuming it's his wife, massaging the Absorbine Jr. into him.
Mm-hmm.
When you're done breaking rocks all day,
It's his mistress for sure.
go home and put on some Absorbine Jr. for your muscles.
Big muscles. Hard muscles.
That is some rough smelling stuff. I don't
know why that makes me think of that Simpsons thing with Gentle Ben, with the Bears, the talk show host.
Can we please do an Absorbine Jr. commercial with Gino Felino from Out for Justice?
Oh my God, that is gold right there, baby. Nice call.
The Italian salami.
Yeah. Hey, you've been kicking people's asses in deli all day long. You need to rub some Absorbine Jr. on your back. Eat one of them bear claws. And it's it's what's her name? It's Cathy Heguy fucking rubbing into his back. I completely forgot that she was in that movie.
Rubbing it in.
Oh my God, you're right. Heguy was in that. She was Bobby's girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or sister, Bobby's sister.
She's the one
Bobby's
that Steven Seagal had
sister.
the argument in the office with.
Oh, sorry, no, not Bobby
Bobby
Lupo's
Lupo.
sister. No. Not Bobby
Lupo,
Lupo's sister. It was what's his face?
Richie Madonna.
Incidental. Oh wow, that was the episode where we did the first Stallones too, man. Gino's blowing it. Let's go.
Was it?
Yes, because Ben and I made that whole opening, and in the opening, the two dopes in the cab of the truck were listening to the Rolling Stones.
Oh, that's
The
right.
Stallones, yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's good shit.
Yeah, that was good, man. God, Gino Felino. Yo, after a tough day of beating people with salamis,
After a
I
really
go
difficult
home and
day
rub some Absorbine Junior
of
on my
Aikido.
muscles.
My butcher Sal makes a special salami
Butcher
made with
Sal.
Absorbine Junior.
He rubs it on the outside of the casing, which makes it nice and supple.
Oh my God. That is
What you
so
do is you
gross.
take the salami, you cut a nice big thick hunk out of it, and then you rub that all over yourself.
Yeah, especially easy if you wear them sleeveless tactical vests, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm not even attempting to do a Seagal there, but
I don't,
yeah.
Chad. Your Seagal a minute ago was the best
Was
because
it good?
I,
All
I wasn't even remotely close. I wasn't even trying to do it.
The oils in the salami really carry the Absorbine Junior into your joints and muscles.
My beret is kind of like a Lunchables pack. I keep the slices in my beret for when I want to rub them on my biceps.
Oh, that is so gnarly.
So Goonies, everybody.
Hey, everybody, we did watch Goonies.
We did. Joey Pants.
Joey Pants.
But I feel like Steven Seagal would fit right
Pants.
in the Fratellis. That's why we went there.
He would. Just as Steven Seagal, too.
Yeah. Exactly.
I agree.
I mean, to be honest, I don't want to do a disservice to Sloth, but if Steven Seagal was chained up in a basement because of the power of his Aikido, it totally would have worked. Totally would have worked. Yep.
Totally would have worked.
Totally would have worked.
Dude, what about Sloth versus Gino Felino?
I'd watch. I'd watch it.
I would watch that too, man.
I'd like to see that.
Gino Felino
Right.
with his salami nunchakus.
Flabby arms and his sleeveless gi top.
Oh man, wow. Flabby arms and sleeveless gi top. Good God.
So are you positing that Sloth's toothless grin is a result of eating non-frozen Charleston chews? Is it, just to circle back for a second, is that the cause?
It's a combination of
where you're
both,
going with this,
you know.
yes.
First you loosen them up with the non-frozen Charleston chew.
And then you pop them out with the frozen ones. Gotcha.
Then you just smash them when you bite into it. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Recommended by the ADA. Charleston chew.
There you go. Charleston Chew, recommended by the ADD, now with 20% more Absorbine Junior.
Fix a dent and forget it.
Fix a dent and forget it.
Good stuff.
Good stuff, man.
All right, back on track. Let's get back on track.
Come on. There's no such thing as on track. All right,
The,
anyway.
The physical humor with Davi and Pants going on there, like
Right?
one thing that pops into my head is the, when Data woobs up the stream crossing log there and they both take their turns, landing on their nuts. That's great stuff right there.
Yeah, that's what I mean by like the kind of cartoonish, slapsticky stuff. Like that stuff is like normally I would kind of get like, I don't know, or I may get annoyed with something like that in a movie, you know. But like in this one, you gotta love it, dude.
No
you
doubt.
know? And I think part of that has to do with like what I was doing a jonky job of saying before, which is that, you know, the movie has a really great bent towards this specific age range, you know what I mean? And it's it works well in that capacity, you know? Like Richard Donner is great, and this is what he's great at, man. And he just hit the target square in the bullseye on stuff like that with this movie,
Yes.
which I think is just part of the
Yes.
magic of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Right in the family jewels.
Damn right, brah.
Yeah, another one with those two is when they're hanging from the rigging and the mast, and the mom cuts them down, and they crash down, and they're like, "You okay?" Yep. And then they start fighting as soon as they establish that they're both okay.
Yeah,
That's quite funny.
yeah. The whole jump rope thing with Sloth. That's good stuff. They like
Really good.
Lots of good shit.
Yeah, really good.
I feel like the pacing of this one really, I noticed how tight like a tiger it was.
Mm.
It was just, I don't know, it had a great clip to it. It starts off with the action, with the car chase, goes to the Walsh's house, it establishes a whole bunch of shit. They're losing the house, and then they sneak out to go and find the treasure, you know? Like, it was just bam, bam, bam. And then it goes straight to the dickhead frat boy fucking golf club douchebag running Josh Brolin off the road with his little girl bike, which was a classic scene.
Dude, Brolin on the little girl bike is just
It's pretty great.
Excellent, 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 man.
classic.
I think the pacing is, I don't know, you kind of said it, but usually when we talk about the pacing, it's like, you know, like we were talking about that in Multiplicity, how it moves along at a nice clip. Like this one is, I feel like the pacing is slower, but it still is constantly moving. So there's no chance to really get bored. You know what I mean? And it does have a few ups and downs on the pacing, which I really like. And he works it really well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
He's really great about like keeping it cruising along. And then it's like, we'll stop for like a moment. And then we'll get like that heart that Benny was talking about in the beginning.
Kissing
you know what I mean?
scene.
Like you know what scene really hit me this time was the fountain scene. When they find the fountain.
You mean the wishing well?
Yeah, from underneath the wishing well, exactly. You know, and like that's a point where it kind of slows down, and there's some really great dialogue. You know what I mean? And like, you know, Martha Plimpton's like, you can't take this. These are other people's wishes, you know, and you think that that's kind of the end of it, you know, and then Corey Feldman just brings it even more over the top with like his whole thing. He's like, this one is mine. And it didn't come true, you know? And it's like, it's really sad, dude, you know? And it's like, it really hits you. And it's like, that's what's great about Donner and the way he paces out this movie, you know? And then it's like, you're back on the roller coaster, like going, trying to figure out the next clue, the next booby trap, the next thing, you know? And then it's like, well, booty trap.
Thank you.
Sorry.
What I said.
Yeah, that's what I said, Ben. Booby trap. So, you know, then you'll go on, and then, you know, we get like, you know, this sort of the tender moment with, you know, we've had the buildup of Cary Green and Josh Brolin through the whole movie, and they finally like, you know, manage to sneak a kiss or whatever. But, you know, it turns out it's Mikey. But like, there's great little bits in there too, you know, about, you know, like a kid growing up past being a little kid and into like, you know, the beginning of, I guess you could say, manhood. You know what I mean? It's just, it's really great like that, man. And that's really, he just drops those little heart bombs in there, man. And I think it's fantastic.
The plot line of like them all having to leave home, you know, and being threatened with having to leave home is really what roots the movie, you know, and if it didn't have that, it would be a fun adventure movie, but like just bringing that extra element in really like just, it makes it something special, I think, you know. Going back to the well scene, like, you know, the Sean Astin's little you know, this is our time down here, and, you know, our folks, that's their time up there. Like that, I love that little speech, you know, like it's good stuff.
Yeah.
No, it perfectly kind of encapsulates what's actually going on in the story and like, you know, what goes on between the kid world and the adult world. You know what I mean? I think in kind of a general sense, you know. It does both, and it's great, man. And it's that's a great little scene. And I think I'll use that to segue into my next thing, which is like talking about, or just kind of springboarding off what you said, Ben, about, you know, them losing their homes. Like one of the cool things about this movie, I think, is that there's multiple antagonists in the movie, right? So you've got the Fratellis for sure. You've got the rich douchies, Troy and his douchey dad. And then you also have the Goonies themselves, man. You know what I mean? Like they're their own they're one of the antagonists against themselves in the sense that, like, you know, you're kind of like, they're Goonies, like they're like the screw ups, you know what I mean? And they're like their own worst enemy kind of. And I really dig that. Like I never would have picked up that dynamic when I was younger, but like I started thinking about it as I was watching it this time and thinking about it right now, you know, and I like that. I think it adds for a richer energy dynamic and a richer story. You know what I mean? Having like multiple antagonists representing three different things. You know what I mean?
And so with the Goonies, are you saying part of it is like that they're hesitant to jump on board the adventure in the beginning? Like they're trying to like make the case for growing up, but then they get sucked back into the Goonie thing? Or what are you driving at?
No, I'm just saying that they're like, they're antagonists to themselves in the sense that like they're screw ups and they're like their own worst enemies. You know what I mean? So they're going to screw up and like thwart their own things, you know, like, and you're led to believe that, you know, by them talking about being Goonies and living in the Goondocks and all that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I feel like that ties into the parent stuff where like it seems it was a little bit more clear to me now, like this watch that you know, school age kids are thought to be, you know, babies in the eyes of their parents, you know, and like a school age kid isn't going to bring anything to the table with the grown up world, the up here, down there kind of stuff that you were talking about a second ago. And how sometimes a kid can really like pull something out of a hat. And as a parent, you're like, oh, actually, these are people that like can actually make a contribution, you know, and it's an interesting dynamic there too.
I like that.
They're not thought to be able to, just because I think as a parent, you're just so used to your kid being like helpless and needing to be, you know, fed and clothed all the time, that when they actually fucking pull it off and your kid's spent the last 2 years in a bedroom fucking selling NFTs for $20 million, like you're like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Kid's fucking 9 years old and has 20 mil in his fucking bank account.
Right. And, or it's kind of like again, this is about like kind of transitioning in life, right? From being like a little kid into,
not,
you know,
just
not exactly. Yeah. So like, it's kind of like the first time, like, you know, you contribute something, like something meaningful, you know what I mean? And it's like, and again, going back to what I was saying, to my point, like, you know, they just treat them like kids and they're these kind of screw ups. You know what I mean? You think they're just screwing up again and they're off on some stupid adventure, but it's like, they're not, man. They're triumphant. Finally. I think that's another thing that's cool about the Goonies themselves and this movie is that, you know, they're portrayed as like, you know, these kids that are always getting kind of the short end of the stick and they're always getting the shaft and they're always kind of screwing up. You know what I mean? Getting the shit end of the stick. And this time they don't. They're triumphant. You know what I mean? And it's like they're the ones that save the day. And that is certainly, I think, something that resonates with a lot of people, man, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're klutzy. You know, they're like, they smash like the Greek statue. They break the penis off of it and they like glue it back on upside down, you know, like,
oh man,
they kind of establish a lot of that, but they're also like a good team and you know, like Mikey is like kind of this duality of like being like the kind of runty kid with like asthma, but also he's really smart. Like he has this intuition about One-Eyed Willie and the map and all of that, and he kind of like pulls everybody, you know, and he's sort of he's sort of the weeder, right? He like brings everybody, including his older brother, like on this adventure.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, including, you know, Chunk, who's like kicking and screaming the entire time and, you know.
Yes.
Afraid of everything. So.
Yeah, no doubt. You guys might have seen this, but I didn't know Sean Astin's parents were famous. Was it Patty Duke and somebody else, John Astin or something? But
dude, I didn't know that either, man, until tonight.
Yeah, it was wild. But there was a little nugget that was in the IMDb shit, which was just like his parents were divorced at the time this movie came out, and they both went to the premiere, and evidently like his mom was just like crying the whole time, like holding her ex-husband's hand. And I think what I read from that was like exactly the same kind of thing where you see your kid like contributing.
I hear wedding bells?
No, but it's just, I think it's exactly what we're talking about, where like you get surprised that your kid contributes, you know, your kid's growing up. And this is actually Sean Astin's film debut, and I feel like, you know, his mom and dad are sitting in the fucking theater seeing their kid make magic on the screen, you know, and like I just find that really interesting because it really echoes Mikey being the person that drives the whole film in character. There was truth to it in reality too. It was a super interesting little nugget.
No, that is a great nugget, man. Yeah, Sean Astin is
he fucking killed it, man.
Dude,
He's great.
I mean, he has managed to end up in, and I think this is part sort of making good choices, also luck, and also you know, just his skill as an actor is that he's just ended up in some iconic roles in, you know, certain periods of time that have just resonated with people so hard, man. Like Rudy and this movie in particular.
Samwise.
You know, that in Samwise too, but like, you know, people still, I was watching an interview with him around the time of Lord of the Rings, or maybe afterward, I don't really remember, nor do I care. And he was just saying that, like, you know, people will come up to him all the time and they'll start chanting Rudy. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty heavy duty, man. You know, like, because that movie came out a long time ago. It came out around probably quite a few years after this, but not terribly long. You know what I mean?
93.
There you go, 93, so almost 10 years afterward. And that's an excellent movie, too.
It's a great movie. I haven't seen that in forever, but it's a good movie.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's very America fuck yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm looking at Favs right now and having a fucking, oh my God, that's hilarious.
Which?
What, dude, it's got a Ned Beatty, and that's Favreau's first movie. That was Vince Vaughn's first movie, if I'm remembering correctly. Good stuff.
It's a good movie.
It's really good.
He seems to have really done well in the roles. I hope he's gotten better at negotiation, considering he got fucked on Lord of the Rings. I think he made something like $300,000 or something for all three movies. It was just like totally fucked.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
They played the old accounting games where it was like, you know, movie's not profitable, you get nothing.
Wow.
Maybe
there he is, D-Bob.
To close out the Sean Astin thing, I love how he got that bit in Stranger Things season 2 because of how much Stranger Things was inspired by this movie.
Yes.
It's super full circle.
Did he play he played Winona's like boyfriend
in the second season?
Right?
He was supposed to supposed to be just a very small bit, but he was so electric on the screen that they made it into a big thing. I think he was only supposed to be in one episode or something.
He's like that kid you always wished you had as a friend.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude.
Like genuinely a good dude.
Yeah, but he really drives this movie. Like,
he does.
And I feel like it's him coming out. It's him, actual him showing through the role. Probably because it was his first film, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just projecting, but like. A lot of the other peeps in the movie just kind of have, you know, normal kid actor-y kind of vibes and kid actor-y lines and whatever, but he just has so much heart in this. It just drives the whole thing. Like him and Chunk and Ke Quan, I think, have the most heart, and the other people are great, but it's just I don't know. There's something about some of these guys that just is just fucking remarkable in this film.
Well, yeah, I agree. Ke Quan and Sean have the most heart, and I think that Mouth and Chunk, because it's really the four of them are kind of the core of the Goonies, you know, and certainly Andy and I can never remember Plimpton's character's name in this movie. Steph, thank you, and Brant are also Goonies, you know, certainly by the end of the movie, but like Chunk and Feldman are like the kind of the tragic Goonies, and then the other two are like the Goonies with heart. You know what I mean?
I don't want to say anything shit. Like I mean this in the nicest way possible, and maybe just like I'm just trying to like think a little bit about the movie and not about the actors. But I feel like Andy, Steph, Mouth, and Brand are like normal characters, and they were played pretty normally and pretty straight. But like Chunk, Mikey, and Data are just. They're like a cut above. I don't know why, but I just feel like they're just like a cut above the other characters. And like Corey Feldman did a good job as Mouth, and he's entertaining, but he's acting. Like you can tell he's kind of laying it on, and it's fine, and it plays well to the character, but it's not as genuine, I think, as Mikey, Chunk, and Data. But maybe I'm just fucking digging where there's nothing to dig for.
I don't necessarily know about that. I think you may have something there.
I mean, Chunk's scene where he's fucking eating ice cream and crying and just spilling his beans to the Fratellis is just so fucking hilarious.
So freaking funny, dude. It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
I, as a tubby 11-year-old, I definitely related to Chunk a lot.
Sure.
Wow.
And I was kind of like that. I was kind of that kid. I was like, oh, geez, guys, I don't know if we should, that was me, at 11. Like, I was definitely a lot like that. So I definitely related.
It's great, man. He's just, I so love the kid. He's so great. I think the breaking the dig off the statue and smashing the water cooler and just how fucking clumsy he is, dude. It's just so good.
It is, and I like how they use like his clumsiness is kind of like his superpower, like, or they'll get him pissed,
to
get him
run
to like break the door down,
right?
You know what I mean? Or
Get naked pictures of your mom.
It's very Scooby-Doo. It's very like Scooby-Doo.
It is, yes, it is Scooby-Doo, man. It is very Scooby-Doo. It's also, there's a lot of great, and again, this goes back to what I've already commented on about like the way Donner frames this movie, like who he's speaking to and telling the story. Like there's this great thing that happens a lot in this movie where like they'll all say the same thing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Or, when the pipes start to explode underneath the country club and one of them says, let's, and then the other one says, get the, and then the other person says the, hell, and then they say out of here. Like, I like the way they did all that, like that's very, I don't want to say it's a 12-year-old kid thing, but it was a great little flourish that he put into the movie that worked really well. It was cool, again, like that sort of that playing to that age range.
It kind of reminds me in a weird way of like, the dance performances that you'd put on for your parents. Like my little sister used to always be like, okay, everybody sit in this room and I'm going to fucking do a dance to TLC or some shit. And the family has to watch and fucking clap at the end.
Was it Waterfalls?
It pretty much was Waterfalls.
Your favorite?
I will totally fall on my sword here and say that me and my buddy did a air guitar with brooms performance to my parents for what was it? Epic. Can you see it, feel it, see it, hear it today? If you can't, then it doesn't matter.
Faith No More.
What's the name of that band? Faith No More. Yeah, dude, totally.
Faith No More. Yeah,
we did a Faith No More air guitar thing with like fucking tea towels tied around our heads and thought we were the coolest kids in the fucking world.
I love it.
And like,
wait, why were the towels around your heads?
Because you get to have like a bandana, but we didn't have bandanas, so we had fucking tea towels. You know what I mean? Like just stupid shit.
Okay, wait, hold on. What's a tea towel?
Oh, I don't know. What do you guys call them in America? Fucking.
Oh my god, dude, you haven't been there too long.
Wow,
too long.
Wow.
What are the like? You fucking wipe your counter with them like a towel.
Dish rag. I don't know. Kitchen towel.
There you go. Dish rag. We had dish rags tied around our fucking heads. They call them tea towels over here.
Like bandanas?
Yeah, it's kind of like a bandana, except it's covered in kitchen slop.
No, but you were wearing them like a bandana, is what I'm saying.
We were wearing them like bandanas. Yeah, totally.
You're slowly slipping away from us, man. You're forgetting your Americana, dude.
Hey, man, that's why you need to send me a care package, dude.
We do. We need to do this because you're turning into Darth Australia, dude. I'm scared.
I love it. But I feel like that's what you're saying though, like is when three different kids say three different words of the same thing, like let's get out of here. It's like one of those 12-year-old performances where you think you're hot shit, but it's really dumb, but it's like endearing, That's what it reminded me of.
Mm-hmm. 100%. I dig where you're going with all that, for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of cartoony. It kind of has like a, like Wonder Twins activate, or
Yes.
let's form up Voltron, or like that kind of thing going on
Let's
there.
see who you really are underneath that mask. Right? It's the Fratellis.
It's Barbara
old
Dillbeck.
Yeah, it's old. Whoa, it's Barbara Dillbeck as one of the Fratellis.
Dude, I needed to look up Barbara Dill Pickle on the interwebs to put her in the chapter art the other day, and I was like, Barbara Dillbecky, Barbara Dill Pickle, and it was like, her name isn't even fucking Barbara. I ended up like,
It's not.
not.
I had no idea. I was just like, I swear her name's Barbara. Nope, it's not. It's fucking great.
No, it's not. And I had to do the same thing a couple weeks ago. I was looking at I was listening to the show, and I went to look her up, and I had to figure out what her real name was. I was like, oh, it isn't Barbara at all.
It's fucking
So
great.
stupid.
Just to be clear here, this is Elizabeth Debicki we're talking about here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the folks at home attempting to follow along.
We
Elizabeth
went on a
Debicki?
tirade. We renamed her throughout the course of the Tenet episode
Otherwise
That's
known
correct.
as Barbara Dillbeck,
as Babs Dill
otherwise
Pickle.
known as Babs Dill Pickle.
Babs Dill Pickle. Babs Dill Pickle. Babs Dill Pickle.
There's a jingle there.
Indeed.
It is.
I dug the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade kind of riddles, playing the bone
Yes.
organ and shit and
Mhm.
whatever.
Oh my God, man. The map and like mouth and all of that, dude.
Fucking Data having his little spring teeth, saving him from the bamboo spikes.
Yeah, this movie was replete with like wonderful amounts of gadgets. So we had Data's homemade modern gadgets. We had the gadgets / booty traps of One-Eyed Willie, and like watching the kids figure out like his booty traps, the skeleton key and like the doubloon. Like all that stuff was just so fantastical and so awesome.
Yeah.
12-year-old Fantasyland.
Hey, man.
It's the kind of shit you draw in your Trapper Keeper, man,
Trapper Keeper.
It was the kind of thing we'd hoped to find when we were like out just
Oh,
hiking around as
Marauding.
as tweens,
most deaf.
Maybe that's the key nostalgia
underground
point here.
cave with like traps and
like you never did, but
Exactly. That was it right there.
But,
Looking for underground.
you might
secret.
find a pond or a quarry or in my case a bathtub Mary in the middle of nowhere.
a bathtub Mary. What is that?
People take an old bathtub and they put a statue of Mary in it. So it looks
No,
like
okay.
But that's
you know,
cool.
Yeah.
Looks
It was
like it could be a fountain, maybe.
it's one ornament kind of thing, but
There you go.
it was just in the middle of the woods.
It's kind of
really
really
weird.
find like the truck bodies all rusted out and shit. Yeah, totally.
There you go.
Yeah, that kind of shit, definitely.
The good old days. I kind of feel like maybe you could speak to this, Kev. Do kids go out and fucking fuck around in the woods anymore, or not really?
Sadly, no. I mean, I do with my kids, but my kids are little, like yours. You know what I mean? I think if we're talking like the age of the Goonies, like that.
It's just like get out of the house and come back for dinner time and fuck off.
Yeah, it's not like that. That between the 9 and 14, like no, they're not.
They're all playing games and on their fucking phones and shit.
Yeah, that and consoles. Yeah, it is crazy, Chad.
It's just like, I don't know. It's like the highlight of youth for me.
Same
is
here.
this kind of shit.
Yeah, just being in the woods and like exploring.
Yeah. There's something about just being alone with your friends as a kid and sort of, I think it's important, or at least it was important for me.
Yeah.
Same
in
here.
terms of like figuring out who I was and growing up a little bit.
Yeah. You're navigating the world without a parent fucking correcting you every 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Seeing if you can self-regulate, learning how to self-regulate. Wow, that bathtub Mary picture, that is not what I had in my head.
Yeah. That's just imagine that in the middle of the woods, like covered with old dead leaves and shit. Like there should be a house there, but there wasn't.
Wow, that is creepy, dude.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Ke Kwan's fucking gadgets in this, you touched on a second ago, Kev, and I just fucking love how piss poor and awesome and gadget-like they were, culminating with his dad at the end with the camera.
Oh, man. So good. You're right. They're perfect. How they were...
Like shitty Altoid tins full of string and
Yeah,
stuff.
right? Like good enough to work, but still kind of like, a kid I'm still learning shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some of his gadgets saved them, like Slick Shoes saved them with the log.
Yeah, the pinchers of power.
Yeah,
Definitely saved
pinchers
him.
of power or pinchers apparel?
It is both, apparently.
Whoa. And then the boxing glove thing saved him as well.
Mm-hmm. I love how he's just got like a
and-
giant full-size boxing glove tucked in his jacket.
And the snappers too, man. He threw the party snappers all over the ground, and then they alerted them, the Goonies, to their presence.
Yeah, man. I love that he's like part Batman, part Inspector Gadget. It's
With the
Part
James
00
Bond
negative.
song. Yeah, 00 negative.
Totally, dude.
yeah.
00 negative.
He's
Well,
just
I think
got
it's-
so much heart, man.
It's cool. It's cool that we sort of accidentally landed on doing this. I wasn't even thinking about it when we selected it last week because, we just did Everything Everywhere All at Once with him as an adult, who again is right around our age. So it's interesting going back and seeing this, like his first or second movie after doing that one a few weeks ago.
I had nothing taken away from Data here in this one, but he's always short round for me. Like it just comes to mind first with that Temple of Doom.
I don't know which movie came out first.
Probably this.
Probably this.
I
84
believe
now.
I saw Temple of Doom first, but
Temple of Doom came out first.
we saw that we went to see that. Goonies, the first time I ever saw it was on VHS. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Temple of Doom came out at 84 and Goonies 85. So he had the 1-2 punch. They're probably filming in a similar time period, you would think.
Yes.
Kid's a legend. Now he's
both great characters for sure.
killing it.
They are both great characters, man. He was a great proper sidekick for Indy, dude.
No doubt.
Because he was like capable,
Very, yeah,
right? I mean,
absolutely.
Evidently he was in Encino Man, which I need to watch again because it's one of my wife's favorite movies.
What?
Encino Man?
Yeah,
Your
dude,
wife that doesn't like anything that we do or watch or talk about, similar to mine.
Yeah, she's all
is a fan
about
of
like Encino Man and old Pauly Shore movies. I don't know why, but
Wow.
like
Wow.
bio
So
or
American
something.
humor is dumb except for Pauly Shore.
Pretty much. She's an enigma wrapped in a conundrum.
Yeah, there's something very odd going on.
Something
there
fishy there, bro.
that deserves further study.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Wow, Carrie Green is still gorgeous, man. I had the biggest crush on her when this movie came out.
Oh, fair
Holy
enough.
moly.
She's-
this and
she's
Lucas,
Beautiful.
man. She is, and she's really great in this too. She does a great job of being like the kind of it girl, and she's funny in it too, man. And she also really sticks it to douchey Troy there when she sends the sweater up the ladder. Man, I really like that.
She's got that perfect 80s character blend of like kind of like the popular girl next door, but also like not like the head of the cheerleading squad, like she just like
Mm-hmm.
she'll totally jump on board the Goonie train because that's actually who she is, but she's just like riding that popularity thing a little bit. Like it's just that
Yeah.
that
Well
doesn't
said.
happen in real life, but like perfect 80s love interest kind of arc that was so common. It was the classic like it's different, but it's just like the really nerdy girl that wears glasses, but as soon as she takes her glasses off, she's a fucking Victoria's Secret model. You know what I mean? Like,
Totally, man.
So
That is
80s.
Carrie Green, dude.
She plays kind of like innocent and naive, but like is really at heart like pretty like savvy and
a bit of a
you
tough
know.
cookie.
yeah, exactly. Like the way she speaks has this sort of daintiness to it, but in actuality, she's like pretty on point.
Yeah. I'm glad. I mean, I think it was important that Martha Plimpton was there too, because I feel like they played off each other a little bit, and sometimes one of them was the stronger one, and sometimes the other one was. But they kind of
kept switching
girlfriend vibe going on, where they were both like egging each other on and stuff. Which I thought, I don't know, it was endearing.
Yeah.
No, it was, dude. They wrote those two characters really well, man, and they were able to contribute in that non women are just like an ornament to the guy kind of way that I hate.
Yeah.
There's so many old.
Definitely
movies.
not that.
Yeah, no, exactly what I'm saying. Like, excellent, man. Are we done with the Ki Kwan Love Fest? Do you guys want to wrap this up or what?
Yeah, I definitely, it's corny as hell, but I totally get choked up during the, when his dad does the, pulls out his silly camera apparatus at the end and blows it and drops the film and Ki says something to the effect of like, "That's okay, Dad. You can't hug a picture." Like, I was like, "Oh,
well, that and he says like, my best invention was you.
You're my greatest invention."
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Again, man, this is
Exactly.
this great dialogue and writing in this movie, man. You cannot, you cannot deny that. It's just that's the heart that you and I were talking, or that we're all talking about.
And I think it's totally unrealistic dialogue, but it's the dialogue you wanted to hear as a 12-year-old.
I agree. It's the dialogue you wanted to hear. It was the adventure you wanted to have.
Yeah.
The friends you were,
Yeah, but you were along for the adventure in this.
Yes, most definitely.
You said it earlier too, Benny, where you were like, if they didn't have the houses getting repossessed kind of demolished shit, it would have been a fun adventure movie, but that extra element was a big thing. And I feel like at the end it's like, sorry, Dad, we had it in our hands, but we failed, we just didn't want to die.
Totally.
And then Esmeralda Villalobos fucking pulls the gems out of the marble bag.
Just pulls out the marble bag full of gems and goes,
Tell me, what is it like to kill a man with your bare hands?
Right?
Esmeralda Villalobos. Yeah.
Oh, good times.
Got a cigarette? I'll tell you all about it.
Let's keep going in bits and bobs. Move right towards the end.
All right, first bits and bob should be the whole boat sequence. Like, fuck me, that boat sequence was great.
So good, man.
And I didn't realize until reading about it, although it's pretty obvious, but the boat was all practical. Like, they built the whole thing. It's super cool, man.
Totally.
Super cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, just the whole discovery of the tunnel at the fireplace and the traps that led one to the next, and then the water slide that dumps you out into that whole chamber with the ship. Like all of that stuff was just so damn cool, man. I mean, it was cool watching it last night, and it was just excellent as a kid.
No doubt.
And then going down into the treasure room, and it's just like, holy shit, this is real. Like, yeah, it's so cool. Just gold and shit everywhere. It was awesome, man.
I liked Mikey's little speech with One-Eyed Willie.
Yes, again.
in the treasure room, and I just in general liked his instinct, like Mikey's instincts about finding the treasure and all the traps, and it was sort of like
what.
It was like One-Eyed Willie was like the DM, and Mikey was like the adventurer, like playing out like the delve, that had been thrown out in front of. I just liked that interplay, like that. Even though One-Eyed Willie was dead, he was sort of like an antagonist,
Yeah.
Especially
that's true, man. That makes 4 antagonists. Yeah, go ahead.
Especially the scene where someone, I think Mouth maybe goes to grab the money out of the scale, and
yes,
Mikey stops him. Yeah, he totally reads the play perfectly.
Right, because at that point it's like he knows him, man. And to piggyback off those two thoughts, I love when they're at the wishing fountain, and they're like, and he's like, Chester Copperpot, and he's like, we just made it further than him.
Yeah.
Right.
He was
Like, we read the clues, we read the map, he was an expert, and we just beat him. We just made it further than him. Like, that is a huge triumphant moment in this movie, man. Because it's like, you know, as a kid, you're the equal of an adult now. You know what I mean? Like, you just made that leap, and you're the equal to an adult. Not only that, you've beat the adult, you know? So it's very cool. I always dug that.
Very cool.
Definitely.
You know, we didn't really talk. We'll have to cover this in bits and bobs here, but we didn't talk about Anne Ramsey.
Dude, Mama Fratelli.
Mama Fratelli.
She's fucking great, dude.
She is. I mean, she was Throw Mama from the Train and a couple other movies, man. And god damn, she's just like, she's awesome, man, in everything she does. It's a little scary, you know. And
there's an old Miyazaki movie, Castle in the Sky, that's got a mom pirate with her kids, and it totally reminds me of this. I don't know if it's one lifted from the other or what, but I just love the idea of the family.
What's the name of that? What's the name of that? Sorry.
Castle in the Sky. It's great. It's one of his first ones from like I know this is totally not at all what happened, but I just like, in the car chase in the beginning where she's driving away from the cops, I just feel like she was eating a bear claw the whole time. Like, she just didn't give a fuck.
That was so great, man.
She did something that was just like super not giving a fuck about the car chase. I can't remember what it was.
Well, she just made it like super matter of fact. She knew what was up, dude, and she knew what she was doing. That was what was great about it. I think it was just like, you're kind of talking about like her attitude, right? She just had this like attitude.
Yeah, no doubt.
She's been in a ton of shit, dude. Charlie's Angels, fucking Wonder Woman. She was in Going South.
Nice. Chips. Excellent, man.
Episode of Chips, dude. Hill Street Blues, Night Court, Knight Rider.
A-Team?
I'm not seeing A-Team here.
Oh, boy.
Laverne and Shirley, dude. Holy shit.
I used to watch the shit out of Laverne and Shirley. I feel like Mrs. Walsh, Mary Ellen Trainor, is kind of the same. I recognized her from a bunch of stuff. She was great in this. She was the police psych in Lethal Weapon.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Wait. Anne Ramsey? Or the mom?
Not Anne Ramsey, the mom.
No, Mary Ellen Trainor, the Mrs. Walsh.
Yes.
Chad, are you related to
the fictional Walsh family? I am.
The fictional Walsh family?
Uh-oh.
They're my Oregonian cousins.
Yeah. So they're also related to Sly?
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Oh, boy.
I always thought this was up in Maine. I'd never picked up that this was in the Pacific Northwest.
What are you talking about, the movie, Goonies?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, yeah, totally. The Pacific Northwest has a very Maine kind of feel to it in certain spots.
It kind of is. It's just on the opposite coast.
Yeah, right?
Could save this for nuggets, but the ship that was what?
Yeah.
The ship that the movie was, based on has actually been found.
For real?
In that area, yeah.
Wow.
Recently.
Based on what?
That's something special.
There's a sunken ship, like a legend that like the movie was loosely based on or whatever, and but they've actually found like a mysterious shipwreck off the coast of the Astoria region.
Cool.
Recently.
Wow. That is really cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Goonies is real. Goonies never die. Never say die or whatever the fuck.
Goonies never say die.
There was are we transitioning to nuggets, or was there any other bits and bobs we wanted to do? Since Benny just dropped a nugget.
Why don't we bits and nuggets? Go for it. Do your nugget.
I just brought up, we were literally talking about ship history in that region, and, I just felt it was a good time to put it in.
There's no rules, Kev. You can drop whatever you want.
Okay, Mr. Rules.
Nah.
Bits and bobs. I love when the sheriffs rock up and they're like, I forget exactly what it is, but one of them was like, the Goonies like come out of the water and he's like, hey, look, it's them goobers.
Yes. Yes. I like that too, man.
I love that.
Telling stories again, Lawrence. So these would technically be nuggety bobs, Chad.
There you go.
I'm a big
Drop
fan.
one.
I'm a big fan of nuggety bobs. Well, I was gonna say the pirate ship. So they built the ship, and then they tried to give the thing away, and nobody wanted it, and then they ended up destroying it.
I mean, part of me is like, what the fuck, and the other part of me is like, where would I store a 200-foot long fucking wooden ship?
fair enough, but like even like a museum or some sort of historical association, you know, like, hey, here's a recreate. Like it's like the perfect kind of thing you'd put in Nantucket, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Christ's sakes.
Christ's sakes, Cap.
Christ's sakes.
It sounds like something that you would be like bitching about in your Carhartts while
Christ's
warming
sakes,
a
Chief.
Hot Pocket in a Cumbies. They didn't
Oh,
fucking
man.
take the boat. Like, what the fuck?
They did fight take the boat, guy.
This Hot Pocket is fucking lava, Chief.
Chief.
I burnt my fucking face off.
Hot Pocket.
You know what I love from outside Providence that is so like New England is when he keeps saying like, "Oh, this guy hates me like a bastard." It's so great, dude. Oh man. Anyway,
Ice cream for breakfast, Pop? Yeah, it's got all natural preservatives or some shit.
I gotta watch that like tonight. It's so good. Oh, let's see, Nuggety Bob's.
Brolin. We didn't talk about Brolin at all.
We didn't talk about Brolin. You know, I just watched. I found Sicario is on Tubi for free.
I'm telling you for free. Dude, bro.
I lobbed that in hoping you'd say that. Because I was driving down the road today on the way home from work saying that out loud. It was cracking me up.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, I love it.
Brolin hadn't found his man voice yet, man. That was the thing that really caught me here, is his voice was so different.
I know, right?
Sicario's great.
Oh, God, it's so good, man. The second one's really good, too.
Denis
man.
Villeneuve,
Shit.
bro.
And then...
Never seen it.
Cannot for the life of me remember. I think Taylor Sheridan wrote the first one and then wrote and directed the second one.
Yeah, different director for the second one. I haven't seen the second one.
Never seen it either.
Oh, you haven't?
First one's good.
Nope.
Oh, you got to see the second one. It's really good.
I haven't seen the first one either. So
Ooh.
I like how I said first one's good at the same time. You're like, oh, you got to see the second one.
Directed by... All right, so again, second Sicario was written by Taylor Sheridan and directed by somebody else.
Glad we sorted that out.
Solima.
Perfect ejection for our Goonies episode.
You know what? I got to write that down because we only have like one death.
I mean, it might be a death that I haven't seen. Sicario. I don't know.
Nah.
No, that's not. No, definitely not a death.
It's worth checking out sometime.
I appreciate that effort there, though. We can't even. I can't even shoehorn that into a death.
I bet there's some, massive fanboy of Sicario that's like, dude, you're fucking dead.
Fuck.
Sure. And hey, whoever you are, massive fanboy, chime in on Instagram or be gone.
Fucking Sicario rules. O'Doyle rules. O'Doyle rules, bro.
I love how the O'Doyle family reappears as the neighbors in Click
Really?
with the obnoxious kid. Yeah. Remember like
No,
the
I
kid's
don't
always
remember.
trying to
No, I don't remember Click at all.
Well, why?
Don't you guys remember Click?
Walking.
It's in the
Yeah,
third
Walken, hello.
act of Click.
Oh my God, dude, stop. The next door neighbor kid is always trying to one up Adam Sandler. And Adam Sandler is always like, he's always sticking it to him. He's like, hey, Mr. Newman, what kind of stereo you got in that piece of shit? My dad's stereo is a Bose. And he's like, what's that? Your dad's stereo blows? All right, have a nice day. Bye. He's pulling out of the driveway. It's so freaking funny, dude. Robo-Dog.
Dude, I love how much you really enjoy terrible fucking movies. It's so good. Like, fuck you for making fun of Click, man. Click is the best.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, Airborne.
Dude, Airborne is a classic.
In the niche genre of action rollerblade movies.
No. The difficulty is yours.
Are there other rollerblade movies? There's got to be.
Nope. No, it occupies its own space, just like Roadhouse, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Just the one.
It's the only movie in the genre.
It's the only one that ever got funded because then they
It's the
realized their
only-
mistake.
The trendiness of rollerblades was very short-lived.
That's right. It's actually not the rollerblade genre. It's the juicy fruit genre.
Right.
Get your skis shined up.
Taste is gonna move ya.
Taste is gonna move ya.
Would that be better
Pull
if
it out.
I kind of want
Stick it
Taste is
in.
gonna move it when you pop it in your mouth.
I want Robert
Juicy
Davi to
fruit.
sing that
Gonna
operatically.
move ya. What's that?
I want Robert Davi to sing Juicy Fruit operatically.
Ooh, there you go. I couldn't even attempt.
No, but it'd be
Dude.
great. It'd be glorious.
Give your breath long-lasting freshness.
With Big Red. Okay, so
Nuggets? I don't have any nuggets.
we already nugged the biggity
Nuggety.
We
biggity
Bobs.
nuggety bobs.
So what deaths you got, bro?
I got 2. This is like one of the poorest death showings.
Oh,
in
I got a
long time.
nugget. This movie took place. The actual movie itself took place on the exact same day and year as Back to the Future 1.
Wait,
Wow.
what?
Yeah, there's some shit where, like, I don't know, there's a calendar in some scene somewhere, or there's a date reference somewhere where it made it clear that this was like Saturday, October something, 1980, whatever. And it turns out to be literally the exact same day as Back to the Future 1, which I thought was kind of cool.
Wow.
So wait, this was 85?
Do you know
Yes.
how fast you were going? 86.
Well, the movie was released in 85.
63.
Okay.
Smell
Back
that, rabbit?
to the future. So the wall calendar scene at around 09 minutes and 50 seconds shows October of 85. Mouth indicates it's Saturday. The newspaper's front page scene at around the 43-minute mark is dated October 24th, 1985, which was a Thursday. All this would mean that the action takes place on Saturday, October 26th, 1985, which incidentally happens to be exactly the same day on which the events of the original Back to the Future took place.
Wow.
Wow, that was like the biggest nerd out you might possibly have ever done.
Yeah, that was for you.
I loved every minute of it.
Good. You sound like you did. The enthusiasm that you...
Is just burning you up.
You
through
sound
the
like
mic.
that. What's that dude? Wow. Like, is it not the K-Billy dude? I think it is the K-Billy dude.
Yeah, Stephen Wright.
Yeah.
Steven, right?
Well, that was so funny, Chad.
Marty! Philippians!
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, what about the Cyndi Lauper Goonies fucking song? How did I forget about that?
Dude, you are so all over the place. You just asked me what the deaths were, and then you interrupted me to start another
going
nugget.
back to the future with nuggets, dude. Come on.
And then you start going off on Cyndi Lauper. Do you want me to read the deaths, or should I just? Wait
No,
for
I
you to
wanna-
finish
I
your
wanna-
psychotic COVID.
I want to talk. I'm in a COVID fever dream, and I want to talk about Cyndi Lauper.
Okay, man. Let's. Can we do that for the title? Goonies, COVID fever dream.
COVID fever dream. I mean, do you guys remember the Cyndi Lauper 12-minute long video that they made with fucking the cast from Goonies?
Yes,
Because I
there
did
was
not.
a companion video with the cast of Goonies and Captain Lou Albano, as usual.
It's so good.
Oh my god. Yeah, I do not remember that. I need to revisit that.
So, shout out to Cyndi fucking Lauper. With her
Totally.
crazy ass fucking Sonic the Hedgehog mullet.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog mullet, nice.
Anyways, deaths. I died in
All
my
right.
fever dream.
Okay, I'm gonna put that down. You died in your fever dream. You also had like a nice legit death at the very beginning, in which
Oh, my sloth chunk death. Yeah.
Yeah, it was death by Baby Ruth. You called Chunk Sloth.
Which led us down the cul-de-sac of a sock full of Baby Ruths at night in the bunk bed in Valverde. So it was a worthy
which I really liked.
Better
Yeah,
than
I
a
really
sock
liked
full of Charleston shoes.
Yeah.
All right. So then we had the I ejected on Sicario just like 2 minutes ago, and then you had the fever dream death.
Word.
That's it. Ratings. And don't be like, I got 10 more nuggets, dude.
I got some more nuggets, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god.
That was the magic of it. Anyway, okay, ratings. So here's my rating. This movie is a freaking 10. 10, 10. It's great. It is lost
So it's
nothing.
a 30?
It's an shut up. It's an excellent, beautifully crafted movie with excellent writing, excellent dialogue. It is catering to those young people and totally hit the target right in the bullseye, in the dead middle, on an atom in the middle of the bullseye. It's so damn good. And it holds up beautifully. Movie's got a ton of heart, blah, 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 all that stuff we talked about. So 10. Next person.
I'm picturing Kevin Costner as Robin Hood, like shooting an arrow through another arrow.
Totally.
Style.
There you go.
Yes.
Nothing says bullseye more than Kevin Costner.
What did there was something even like similar
Right
that
in the family jewels.
said. What did Peacemaker say in Suicide Squad that was very similar to what you just said, Chad? I feel like he said something like that.
I don't know, bro. It's been a while.
I don't know, bro.
It actually plays out in the movie, though.
Oh, it does. I think that's a collective death that we're not remembering that.
I'll put that down for a collective death. Sure.
It's a hazard of the trade, I think.
Yeah.
You can only remember so many things when you're digesting,
all of the
critically
things.
digesting a movie every week to talk about.
So I feel like this one is like a fucking legendary movie, and there shouldn't be any doubt. However, in the algo, it puts that in a precarious position where, like, I think I'm willing to make this better than, like, The Fifth Element and The Matrix.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm willing to make it better than Die Hard. I think I am.
Why not? You know what? Choose and don't be afraid of it, bro.
Yeah. I think I'm going to call it a 9. Which puts it in the Abyss, T2, and Aliens camp.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Sounds like decent company.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like very good company.
It was previously at a 8.1, which I just don't think is reasonable. It was obviously a score I gave it from memory and not based on a recent watch. So yeah, she's a 9.
All right, there you go. I like it. I like that. I think that's a first, dude, where your algo has like been pumped up a notch into like legendary. Certainly in the like the legendary range.
Yeah, we don't get many of those.
No, we don't. All right, Benoit.
This is an 11 out of 10.
Holy moly!
It's a classic. It's absolutely every bit as good as I remember it. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
This is awesome. I love that.
It's got tons of nostalgic value, but it's good enough to surpass that being any reason that I think it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
It's
a
not an
component,
excuse.
but no. I'm not playing softball with this movie. It's just great, man. It's a great adventure movie. It's got a lot of heart, and what else can I say?
Still, it's a very special movie, man.
It's
Really
legendary.
special
It's a classic, man. It's excellent.
You nailed it, man.
I'm glad I was able to put it into the 9s. There's 33 legendary movies on the algo, and it is one of them.
I like that. I think it's more than worthy.
Absolutely.
Out of 456.
Right.
If you'd gone less than that, we would perhaps have to fight the next time we were in the same country.
We would fight, and you would die.
It is better than 93% of the movies on my list. It's a very, very good movie.
Yeah, excellent. All right, great. So we all love the movie. It rates super high. It's the best. What are we doing next week, Orange Sassy Chad?
We are doing the 3rd season of The Boys.
Ooh.
We've done the other 2 seasons. Let's do the 3rd. See how it goes. Hopefully
Shut
it's
your
better than
mouth,
the
you
Umbrella Academy.
Nice.
Or else I'll bollocks ya.
Dude, Billy fucking Butcher, Carl Urban, my God, the man is legendary. Just for Carl Urban love, we're doing The Boys season 3.
Definitely, man.
Absolutely.
I like it a lot.
I like a lot.
I'll have the lot.
It is a fascinating.
There you have it, folks. Stay tuned for Boys Season 3 next week. Thank you for joining us for one of our favorite childhood movies and favorite movies of all time, The Goonies. And from all of us to all of you, good night and God bless.
Laters.
Ta-ta.
And that is going to wrap up this week's episode, folks. If you would like to support the show, there's a number of great ways to do so. Rate us and review us somewhere out there on the internet. You can also tell your folks and your friends to check out the show. Your kin, too. Don't forget your kin. Tell them to check out the show.
Don't forget your last
helpful
of kin.
to us. And don't forget your next of kin and
Next
your
of
last
kin.
of kin.
And your last of kin.
Your last of kin and your next of kin. That's a death for you.
That was death.
And
Penultimate
also, and your ultimate kin.
And your pen. And tell our ultimate kin.
Go out and buy some Absorbine Jr. That's right. This week's episode is brought to you by Absorbine Jr.
For the itch, Absorbine Jr., folks. If you'd like to follow us on social or whatever, join us on social or whatever. We use the same handle everywhere. It's at EBD Podcast, but let's be real. We really only go on Instagram. If you'd like the show notes for this episode, you can find them in your podcast app of choice or at our website, ebd.fm/episodes/167. Thanks so much for joining us for our beloved classic Goonies. And we'll see you next week for season 3 of The Boys. Let's hope it's good.
The boys. The Bears.
The Bears.
What was he like? 2 for Troy Eagle, 3 for Wolverine to round out the trio in this episode. Everybody dies.
Beady. Stop into it.
That lady stands up and goes, I think we need less Homer Simpsons and more money for public schools.
Everybody who's hip to our every time Kev makes a Simpsons reference, you do a shot game. Now you can do a shot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to edit out all that snot.
No, don't worry, I will.
Lying on the floor, so you lay down on it, then you do it some more. You got to share it, so you dare it, then you bear it, hey, you deserve it. You want it all, but you can't have it. It's in your face, but you can't grab it. Afraid, a lie, a sin, it's magic, it's tricky, it's a loss to win. It's dark, it's noise, it's a bitter pain. It's sad, it happened, and it's a shame. You want it all, but you can't have it. It's in your face, but you can't grab it. What is it? You say, what is it? You say, what is it? You say, what is it? What is it?